Today is April 18th. Picture yourself sitting in class. Let's say government. The teacher is giving a lecture about the executive branch. You just got back from lunch and feel like you're ready for a nap. At this point, you feel yourself slowly start to shift your vision towards the window. You see the sun shining down and the trees are slowly moving in the wind. And then you see a bird land in a nest. It isn't until a teacher says that there's a test the next day that you realize you were spacing off the entire time. Okay, so maybe this isn't you, but it most certainly is me. You see, with my ADD, it doesn't matter how good Mr. Schmitz is, that little birdie is better. According to Professor Chelsea Robertson at UCLA's Institute for Neuroscience and Human Behavior, there are benefits to distractions, but what are they? Well, what if I told you that distractions can actually help you? Who knew? So today, I will show you how distractions can be a good thing. First, I will talk about why we, as people, get distracted. Next, I will show you the health benefits of distractions. And finally, we will discuss how distractions can help with creativity. Hopefully, by the end of my speech, you will feel better about watching that 15-second cat video on YouTube. So first, I will talk about why we as people get distracted so easily. As it turns out, our brains are designed to be distracted. How do I know this? Well, I read about it in Daphne Prince-Ringwet's article titled, "Here's Scientific Proof That Your Brain Was Designed to Be Distracted." Neuroscientists at Princeton University and the University of California have discovered that instead of having laser-like attention, our ability to focus is actually something that seems to blink off and on continuously. In fact, you're most likely taking in half or even part of my speech because the average human spaces out 4 times a second. In between these little bursts of attention, there are periods of distractions. During these periods of distractions, the brain is able to look around and see anything that may seem more interesting. For example, a grizzly bear. If there is no danger or no bear, then the brain goes back to work. Ian Fiebelkorn, a research scholar at Princeton Neuroscience Institute, or PNI, states that the brain can't process everything. It's developed these filtering processes that allow it to take in some information at the expense of other information. PNI studies have also shown that brain rhythms have been linked to different brain states: focus and distractibility. At the peak of a brain wave, we are distracted, while at the trough of a brain wave, we can concentrate. So, distracted, concentrated, distracted, concentrated, distracted, concentrated. You get the idea. Next, I will show you the health benefits of distractions. According to a book, Super Better: The Power of Living Gamefully, Dr. Jane McGonigal tells us how we can use distractions to reduce pain. Some distractions, like video games, can actually help us both physically and psychologically. The American Journal of Preventive Medicine notes that 38 medical studies have been done testing the use of video games as a solution for multiple types of therapy. After all the studies were done, 195 outcomes were looked at. And as it turns out, 69% of psychological therapy was improved by using the video games. And in addition, by using the video games as a distraction, it helped reduce pain by 42%. So, using video games as a distraction not only helps our minds, but also our bodies. My second example of healthy distractions is, well, my father. So, if you don't know my dad, then you wouldn't know that he's a real dude himself kind of guy. For years, he would go out to his tool bench in the garage, work for hours at a time, and then come inside for supper before ultimately passing out on the couch while watching The Big Bang Theory. And despite his stubbornness for not coming inside earlier when we want him to, he's still a very hard worker, and I respect that in him. But about a year or two ago, even he realized that he was working too long and hard out there. So he got a TV for the garage. And ever since then, he's been taking a break, or he's been taking the occasional break. And he's been feeling a lot better ever since. So, finally, let's discuss how distractions can help with creativity. If you ever heard of Sir Isaac Newton and his 3 laws, then you'll know that he was the one who discovered gravity. But he didn't discover gravity by studying in his lab, but while outside under an apple tree. According to BBC News Timeline, while Newton was outside relaxing near an apple tree in his hometown of Woolsthorpe, England, he was startled when an apple fell out of the tree and hit the ground next to him. That's right. The legend about the apple hitting Newton on the head is a lie. But anyways, after this moment, Newton got to work and started researching more about gravity. And then he created his 3 laws of motion. And then ever since this moment, we had expanded upon his research more and more. According to an article by Fast Company, author Stephanie Voza explains that highly creative people explore the universe around them and look at things that grab their attention. So pretty much, they let themselves get distracted just for the sake of improving their creativity. And according to her book, Your Creative Brain, 7 Steps on Improving Your Imagination, Creativity, and Innovation in Your Life, Shelley H. Carson explains that highly creative people pretty much find everything to be interesting. And finally, in addition, in an article titled The Aging Brain Benefits from Distractions, they say that when a person gets older and starts to lose their ability to focus, they actually start to look around and picture more creative solutions for harder problems and harder tasks. So as I get older, I'll become more distracted than I already am. Great! So, today I talked about distractions and how they can be a good thing. First, I talked about why we as people get distracted. The reason? Bears. Second, I showed you the health benefits of distractions. And finally, we discussed how distractions can help with creativity. Now, getting distracted can be pretty much annoying to everyone, especially Mr. Schmitz. But once you get to know more about distractions, then I'm pretty sure you'll look at them in a totally new way. I mean, unless you're Mr. Schmitz.